In this episode of Sailing Nandji, we nervously remove Nandji's shaft in water for repairs. We then raft up with 2 other vessels in the stunning anchorage of Tokoyo Bay.
We're down here at Sesape boatwork on Tulagi Island. We broke an engine mount in New Caledonia and we've been struggling to realign everything ever since. So we're getting the pros in to do it. There's also a bearing, a stuffing box that needs replacing as well. So yeah, the guys, this is normally a job you would pull out of the water to do, but the guys here have dive equipment and they've got a way to do it in the water. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do it and hopefully we don't fill up with water. It is a really, really hot day today, so.
With 2 divers in the water, the first step was to remove the rudder so there is space to pull out the shaft.
Feeling having the rudder just hanging in the back, but the rudder's free. Gotta get the shaft out. This is going to be pretty nervous about this because it's putting a big hole in the boat.
Yeah.
The water's just going to come banging in. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I guess we've got to trust them. Why don't they just leave their hookers in the water here? Might just utilise it and clean the bottom.
Robert measured the diameter of the shaft and the through-hole opening to machine a new bearing and to make plugs for both ends. To remove the shaft, first the coupling joining the shaft to the gearbox was undone, then removing the flange from the shaft so it was free to be pulled out. Communicating with the divers in the water, the divers slowly wriggled the shaft out as Robert gripped the stuffing box flange to slide it off the shaft. Once the flange was off the shaft, the divers stopped pulling so that Robert could prepare his plug. With another quick check of his measurements, he lubed the makeshift shaft to slide on the stuffing box flange. I was impressed with Robert's machining skills to create a temporary shaft so precise. The plan was to then tell the divers to continue removing the shaft. Lucky Robert worked fast and was prepared with his plug. After a little whoopsie, a naughty word and more water coming in than expected, Robert slid in the bung. He then held this in place until the divers could tap in the plug on the outside. The big hole in the boat now watertight, the bearing behind the stuffing box could be replaced.
Bung's in. Pretty weird feeling having the shaft out while the boat's still in the water. Let's go check the water leak. Working with a couple of divers in the water, so a couple of taps on the hull to communicate, and they would wriggle and then pull the shaft out. And so as the shaft disappeared down the tube, we put this in behind the shaft, down in the stuffing box to then stop the water coming in. But we got a little bit hooked up, and the divers pulled the shaft out a bit quick, so we had a bit of a the stuffing box was on there. Shoved this down. So we took this off the other shaft, off the actual shaft, and then the stuffing box rubs up against that, and that's the seal that stops water from coming in. So that was all together in there like that. They pulled the shaft out, and then they whacked a bung in the hole at the back there, and then so then they stopped the water from that side, so we can take this side out.
Robert machined a new bearing out of hard wood, which we then epoxied into place.
Then it becomes black.
Oh yes.
Black.
Yeah.
Oh.
What sort of wood is it?
2B.
2B.
Yeah. Only 2 islands.
Ah.
Yeah, in the Solomon House.
The boatyard only runs on cash only. That's basically the Pacific rule. There's no such thing as cards here, but so we can't get cash out on this island, of course, so we need to get back over to Honiara to get some cash out. So they got a banana boat heading over there with heaps of crew, and I'm jumping in with them, going to get some cash.
off on a little day mission. Take care, guys!
With Nandji healthy once more, we made the 30 nautical mile crossing back to Honiara to stock up on supplies. I've just stocked up on stationery to give out to the villagers. Thank you, Michael, for your donation. You've assisted in getting these for the kids. So yeah, we'll be giving these out along our travels, and yeah.
Is that SpongeBob SquarePants I see?
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to keep it fun, you know?
You!
Bye, Honiara! We're off to the wilderness, leaving the city of Honiara. We don't want to be near a city for a while. Just going to go and explore and adventure and see some of the sights that Solomon has to offer. Bill that we met in Vanuatu, we met up with him here as well, and we met some young crew that sailed across the Pacific in a small boat. There's 3 of them. They're over at the Floridas at the moment. We're just going across to meet them, and we're going to sail through this little passage together. It divides the island, and it's all jungle on either side, and there's crocodiles and dugongs along there as well, and it's quite skinny. So we're going to do like a boat convoy of all 3 of us, and yeah, it should be really cool. But first we had to get there. With no wind and a healthy motor, we chugged our way across Iron Bottom Sound to the Florida Islands once more. Our destination being Tokoyo Bay to meet Sand Pebble and Farah. Steadily motoring at 4 knots on the glassy smooth seas, we approach the entrance to Tokoyo Bay in the setting afternoon sun.
The Solomons is really uncharted, so we've been taking images off of Google Maps, and that's basically what we're navigating from now, and we're getting pretty deep up this, I guess you call it a crevasse in this land. But we got our friends up there, so we're going to get so far up, and because we've arrived pretty late, they're going to come out in their tender and navigate us in between the reef, because yeah, it's a bit going on. We're going into here.
Wow, that skinny bit. We're deep in the mangroves now. I think we can start playing the game of, is it a log or is it a crocodile? Oh my god! Oh, Marley! Oh my god, that thing was huge! Bill and Manuel, the captains of Sand Pebble and Farah, met us halfway through the channel to guide us in. As the sun got lower, visibility became much harder as the smooth water reflected the sky. Following Sand Pebble's entrance track, we made our way up the mangroves to raft up and join the party.
Okay, take down. Ready, wrap it down.
bearings up. Checking out the helm.
Okay. Bill's boat.
Side thrust.
Yeah, please.
That's a whole
What the heck? Cheat? I don't know what it means.
Coming up next on Sailing Nandji, we explore Tokoyo Bay and its World War II history. We boat convoy through the Mboli Passage and sail to the northern area of the Florida Islands and find some waves. These videos are proudly brought to you by our Patreons, the Sailing Nandji family. New patrons will be personally thanked by us in an upcoming episode.